Good afternoon, everyone. Will Dupree here in the KXAN live studio. We're bringing you live pictures right now above a junior high school near Houston. This is at the Maid Creek Junior High School, which is in the Katy Independent School District. And right now, first responders are there at the moment investigating an explosion involving a phone battery. And it reportedly has hurt several students at this junior high school. The information that we have coming into us right now is from our NBC sister station in Houston. What we know right now is that several students were hurt at Maid Creek Junior High School after a phone battery apparently exploded today. That's according to the Katy Independent School District. EMS is responding right now to this school after the incident was reported just before noon, so a little more than an hour ago. What the NBC station in Houston is reporting is that several students were taken to a nearby hospital for their injuries because of this explosion. The students' conditions are unknown at this time. Now, the cause of the fire is being determined by investigators. That's because multiple agencies are now responding and will likely look into what caused this situation, what led to this kind of scary ordeal for some students here at this school. So once again, this is a shot coming into us from the NBC station in Houston. There you see it's the Maid Creek Junior High School near Katy. First responders are there at the moment after several students were reportedly hurt after a cell phone battery caught on fire. We do not know the conditions of the students, but several have been taken to the hospital nearby this school. We also don't know how many students exactly have been hurt in this situation. But first responders are there. Many different agencies are at the campus working on this particular issue. This image, again, is coming to us from the helicopter provided by NBC station in Houston, KPRC. There are students obviously walking around campus there. It doesn't appear that there's any kind of lockdown at the moment or anything like that, but the first responders are on scene after taking several students to a nearby hospital for injuries after a cell phone battery reportedly exploded today. The calls came in at about 11:55, so not too long ago, more than an hour or so. And we are still working to gather information at the moment, but you are looking at a live picture provided above Maid Creek Junior High School, which is in the Katy Independent School District. I'm going to jump off for just a second, so we're going to leave up this shot, so if we can find out some more information, I'll jump back on and share that with you. But again, this is a helicopter shot coming in to us outside Maid Creek Junior High School in the Katy ISD, after several students were hurt because of a battery exploding on a phone. Will Dupree, once again here in the KXAN live studio. We do have some updated information that is provided by the NBC station in Houston. And again, if you're just joining us, we are looking live above the Maid Creek Junior High School near Katy. After it's reported that a cell phone battery exploded and it injured several students. Those students have now been taken to a hospital for treatment. It's unclear how many exactly were hurt, but first responders are there on scene still investigating this because it's unclear what caused this cell phone battery to explode there inside the school. What we now know is that several students were hurt. Again, not a specific number to share at this time, but EMS responded to the school after it was reported at about 11:55 this morning, more than an hour ago. Officials said that several students were taken to a nearby hospital for injuries. The students' conditions at this time are unknown. The cause of the fire, as we mentioned a minute ago, is being determined and looked into by investigators. The Westlake Fire Department, Fort Bend County EMS, and the fire marshals there in that area are responding. This is also the Cy Creek EMS workers that are in this scene working right now to address what happened here. We are looking live still from a helicopter shot provided by KPRC in Houston. They're hovering above Maid Creek Junior High School in Katy. Again, this is in the Katy Independent School District. The school district did confirm that several students were hurt, though it's not officially known how many exactly and what their conditions are at this time, but several have been taken to a hospital to be looked at after it appears a cell phone battery exploded inside the school. A pretty scary ordeal, and for sure a lot of parents out there will have questions about this, a lot of families out there as well. We would presume that either some sort of law enforcement group or fire department or EMS will address the media at some point because a lot of people have questions about this, potentially the school district addressing reporters too about this situation that's still unfolding. As you see, first responders remain there at the Maid Creek Junior High School. Will Dupree here again in the KXAN Live studio. We did jump on to say I've been checking out the Katy ISD website, and there is no new information posted by the district at this time. It may simply just be too early in this situation, and they're kind of formulating what message and details they want to share at this time. Of course, we will carry those if they do provide them here relatively soon. But right now, you are still looking live above the Maid Creek Junior High School building, where first responders remain on scene after several students were reportedly hurt from a phone battery exploding. And there, the feed was just interrupted for a moment, so just bear with us if it happens to go down. They may be taking down their live shot from the helicopter here in just a moment. But this is our big kind of overhead shot as the helicopter sweeps across the school there. You can see some students are still being let out. So it doesn't appear that many of the operations at the school building have been affected by this particular issue, other than the appearance of first responders there. But again, we are tracking information and trying to gather some new details about what's happened there at the Maid Creek Junior High School building near Katy. The information we have coming in for us at the moment is from the NBC station in Houston, which has very little information to share at this time other than several students were hurt and taken to local hospitals after they were injured due to a cell phone battery exploding inside the school there. As you can see, traffic is still flowing around the school in the building there, and so it doesn't appear that much of the operations at the school itself have been affected by this particular issue. However, we may be able to get some more details from the superintendent or some other district representative relatively soon about what happened here and what the district is doing in response. There you see the long line of first responders vehicles, law enforcement, as well as fire department and EMS crew members are lined up there outside the front entrance to the school as they are responding to this too. The call, if you're just joining us, came in at about 11:55. The Cy Creek EMS responded because there was reports of a cell phone battery exploding and hurting several students. Katy Independent School District, which you see there, its label on this building there in near Houston, has confirmed that several students were hurt, though an exact number is not being shared at this time. Those students, for whatever injuries they suffered, are being taken care of right now at local hospitals, and we're hoping to get some additional information and working to get that to be able to share with you all about this situation that's unfolding at the Maid Creek Junior High School near Katy. I do have some new updated information that we just learned a few moments ago from the NBC station in Houston, KPRC. What that station is now reporting is that 12 students in total were taken to Texas Children's Katy and Memorial Hermann Katy, those two different hospitals there, because of their injuries after this cell phone battery exploded. So again, a dozen students taken to hospitals because of injuries from this cell phone battery that exploded and caught fire and injured these kids. Officials say the students' injuries, though, were non-life-threatening, so that means they are going to be okay after this. However, this is a very scary ordeal because no one would expect this to happen there, of course, and they are being treated at hospitals. Again, the live shot being provided by NBC News is breaking up here and there, so just bear with us as we hover above the Maid Creek Junior High School building in the Katy Independent School District. Will Dupree once again here in the KXAN live studio. I want to recount what information that we have learned at this point, and if you have been watching our live stream for just a little bit, you may have to bear with me as we repeat some of the details that you've already heard not too long ago. So again, if you're just joining us, what we now know is that 12 students at the Maid Creek Junior High School in Katy have been taken to hospitals because of injuries sustained from a cell phone battery exploding and catching fire. Again, we are looking live right now from the helicopter provided by the KPRC NBC station in Houston. They've been hovering there for a little bit, about maybe 30 minutes or so, providing this shot as we wanted to jump on and provide some details for you. So once again, what we know is that students were hurt after a phone battery exploded this morning. The paramedics who responded got their call at about 11:55 this morning. What we now know is that 12 students have been taken to two different hospitals in the Katy area for their injuries. However, those injuries are non-life-threatening, so these kids are supposed to be okay despite getting looked at by the doctors. The cause of the fire is still being determined by the first responders who are still on scene. So of course we don't have details about that to report at the moment. I was looking at some of the comments on Facebook just a few moments ago, and people were asking about what phone this might have involved. We don't know that just yet. Of course, that will be a question to ask when either the superintendent, fire department, or the EMS paramedics are made available to the media who are gathered there at that school. That will be a big question to ask is, what was this a battery that was on an active phone? Was it something they were working on as a part of a project? We just don't know that at this point, so that'll be a question to answer as soon as we are able to talk to some people there on the scene. Once again, helicopter hovering above Maid Creek Junior High School in the Katy Independent School District. The school day appears to be uninterrupted by this, other than to see those different first responders vehicles and officers and firefighters and paramedics there on scene after 12 students have been taken to hospitals for injuries sustained from a fire that was caused by a phone battery exploding. Before we take down our stream that we're providing live above the Maid Creek Junior High School near Katy, we'll just recount some of our details that we've learned about what has happened there. Again, this is a live shot provided by the NBC station in Houston's helicopter, KPRC providing this footage for us to be able to show you all what is happening there at this particular school. They responded, and it appears that at least two different ambulances are now leaving the scene there. So things may be clearing up here, but the investigation into what caused a phone battery to explode will of course be ongoing.